We are continuing with the notes on views, triggers, and stored procedures. So let's scroll down. Okay, so this is where we left off on the last video. So you can use a view to display the results of computed columns. So we have two fields in there making up the phone number. We've got an area code as one field and the phone number as another one. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a view. It's going to call it customer phone. And so we have names and phone numbers. We're going to do the first name, last name. And then we're going to combine these. We're going to put parentheses around the area code and then a space. And then we're going to tack on the phone number. And we're going to call that phone. And we're going to pull it out of the customer table. So let's copy this to the clipboard. Let's flip back over to Access. And let's close some of these windows I have open here. Okay, so I've got a query window I've been using over and over again. Let's delete what's there and let's paste in the new one. So we're going to create a customer phone view. Let's go ahead and execute this. And over here we see something called customer phone pop up. It should have 3 columns in it, first name, last name, and then a phone number with the area code included. And again, because we didn't do the trim, you see every one of these that you click on here, this must have been a fixed character width field, and so everything got padded with blanks. So there's our customer phone view, and now we can select stuff from that. Anybody who just needs access to names and phone numbers, we can give them access to the customer phone view. Let's flip back over to Word. So the user would only have to type something like this, then they would not have to generate, this kind of query where they need to know the first name, the last name. They just have to know that the name of the view is phone number. And so if you have people writing their own simple SQL to pull stuff out of tables, this makes it a lot easier for somebody who doesn't know very much SQL. If we want to do this on SQL Server, we would use the plus sign here instead of the ampersand. And again, if we use MySQL, we would have to use the concat function instead of the ampersand or the plus sign. You can also use views to hide complicated SQL syntax. So we're going to take a double join command here and reduce it to something called customer interest. And if I want to get the information that was retrieved by this, all I need to do is say select everything from customer interest. So let's take this, copy it to clipboard, and let's flip over to Access here, and let's open up a new window. Let's go to SQL View. Let's paste it in. Now let's take a look at what it does. We are going to take the customer table and join it on the customer artist interest table. We're going to match it up on the customer's customer ID with the customer ID in the customer artist intersection table. So that'll give us a list of customer IDs. And then we're going to match that up with the artist. And we're going to take everything from the artist intersection table, the artist ID, and we're going to pair it up with the same ID in the artist table. And that should give us a list. And what we're pulling out of that is going to be the customer last name, the customer first name, and the artist last name. Okay? So if we look at the customer artist intersection table here, it's just an intersection table. And it has the key from one table and the key from another. What would be much more useful for me would be the name of the artist in the artist table and the name of the customer in the customer table. So that's what this query is going to do. Okay, it's going to match up artist with the IDs on this side. It's going to match up customer with the IDs on this side. And then we'll be able to, from that join, from that two-way join or three-way join, we will be able to pull out the name of the artist and the name of the customer. So let's go ahead and run this now, and let's see what we get. So we've got something called customer interest now. Let's take a look at that. We had 28 rows in that intersection table, and we did not order this, so we can either order, I guess it's ordered by customer ID. I'm sorry, by artist ID. you want to order by customer, you just sort on this column right here. And there are 28 rows there. There were 28 rows in the customer artist intersection table. If I could take a look at this one, it's exactly the same size. So that is doing what it's supposed to do. And if we flip back over to Word now, all you have to do is, somebody doesn't need to know how to write joins, they just need to know how to do this, and they can pull all of the data out from the customer interests. So we can do the same thing with SQL Server. It describes some minor differences in the syntax here. We can also do the same thing in MySQL. It also describes some of the differences here.